Hi. Oh my gosh. Such a better day than yesterday. The last few days. I don't know, but I woke up in a such much better mood. Oh my god. I don't like what I felt yesterday. Yesterday was horrible. Even when I was done with you guys doing the video, because I uploaded it later that night anyway, last night. But it was still in real time. I just didn't upload it like right away. Anyway, I did feel a lot better because I was talking and getting it out, and I was like grounding like I'm doing now and stuff. Oof, I look horrible. I'm breaking out. I don't do that very often either, you know. Probably all the stress and anxiety I've been under. So, ignore me. Unfiltered for a reason. I don't care. I'm real. I'm raw. I don't care. So, so yeah, yesterday was just horrible. Even after getting you guys videotaped and everything, I went back in. I hear something over there. Anyway, I went back in and I was doing okay for a little bit. And then, I hear something over there. I'm not sure if it's a human or an animal. Okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I went back in and I felt okay for like maybe an hour or two, and then started right back up again. And I mean, full blown again. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know, how do I deal with this? How is my system, my nervous system, be able to calm down, you know? And I even was smoking more last night too. I was like, screw it, took the patch off. And I was like, I'm not gonna even bother. It was my last patch anyway. No, actually I got one more, but I'll do that later. I don't know, maybe it was the patch too. Nah, I can't say that because the patch never gave me anxiety before. I think honestly it was a mix of a lot of things, honestly. The ascension process is going to an extreme, so it's just crazy. But it's bringing up a lot, okay? Stuff to heal and clear, which is great. Let's get this done, you know? But I don't think my body was like responsible, response. There you go. Sorry, still have brain fog. I hear the cicadas. Gotta love Florida. But anyway, so yeah, so it was just horrible. So after a while, this is like really late, like 11 or 12 o'clock, I guess. I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, okay, what the fuck do I do here? Cigarettes wasn't helping. Nothing was like my norm. I mean, like I said, I was grounded, nothing. And I called up my friend. He's used to dealing with anxiety and panic attacks for basically all his life. And so I asked him, I'm like, what do you usually do in this? Because I'm like freaking the fuck out. And he can hear it. He can hear it. He can feel my energy. We're very connected because I've read him quite a few times and we're very connected. It's weird, actually. Not weird. I mean, because obviously we're all energy and we're all connected, but he has a strong pull towards me, vice versa. And no, not like a soulmate type of, it's just different. I don't know how to explain that one. But anyway, it's not what I was trying to explain. So I called him up and I'm like, what the hell? How do I do this? What do I do? So he told me a breathing technique that he usually does, and it works. Because it basically resets your nervous system. I was like, I'll try anything. And honestly, it worked. I was surprised because I even did the whole trying to breathe and meditate shit, but it's my normal one. I think I need to up the game because obviously it didn't work before this. Oh, a cardinal. That is our state bird here in Florida. It's really cool. I love cardinals. But anyway, so he was just telling me, basically, breathe in as deep as you can, hold it for 4 seconds, and then breathe out as much as you can, depress as much as you can get out. 4-4-4, basically. So I was like, all right, I will try anything. So I did that, putting on some, what was it? I think it was 528 hertz music. And I sat there for a few good minutes just doing that. Did 10-15 minutes, I guess, like a meditation. And it worked like a freaking charm. I was shocked. I was like, wow. All right, well, thank God for that. Now, let's stay out of this panic and do something else. So I had texted him, let him know that I was doing okay. Thank you for it, blah, blah, blah. And he was texting me back and forth, making sure I was okay. He's like, if you have to, call me back. I'll help you through it and whatnot. Sometimes just talking it out helps. And I'm thankful for that because, like I said, it does help. Sometimes it's just you need to talk to somebody. And that's a good thing to do, is have a friend that you could just seriously talk it through, even if they don't understand, because they've never been through. Because honestly, up until now, I don't get these kind of anxiety, panic attacks type of thing. And like I said, my system was like an overload, I guess. My whole brain is just like wanting to explode. I just could not sit still. Oh, there it goes. And it's a horrible feeling if you've ever been through that. So anybody that has, oh God, I feel you, girl, because I get it. Or anybody, not just a girl. Now that I know, maybe I'm able to kind of help through that myself. Now that I know how to try to, and it's different for everybody too. I've noticed that as well. The 4-4-4 breathing may not work. Maybe it's a deeper breathing or a different type of activity. Because he said, even if you just go out and walk around, exercise, do something just to kind of get your mind off of what's going on. And that will help. And he's like, well, do you know what triggered it? To be honest with you, I don't. And it must have been something like a fight or flight mode, which doesn't surprise me. I'm Gen X. I'm constantly in that shit. But I've never dealt with it this way, so I really had no idea. So, and I think that might have been part of it, because this past weekend, I kept thinking about where this earth is going, this world's going. It's crazy, and I see the timelines, and I see them all merging, and I see, like all this stuff going like in my head. And maybe that was just overdoing it for me. I don't know. It could be that, because I was looking at my journal this morning to see what was going on the last couple of days. And yeah, that was the only red flag I saw, was in my journal. I was freaking out over it, because I've been having anxiety since that day. It was like Friday or Saturday? Saturday, I think it was. So it could be that. I don't know. Anyway, so it's done. Hopefully I won't get that again. It could be also my body preparing me, my mind preparing me for ayahuasca next month, because I'm trying to clear out the negative emotions and shit like that, bringing them up. And which is, again, fine. I'm all for healing. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So not a problem. Plus maybe I can help others go through it. That's what I'm here for. And so yeah, whatever, and it's finally got down to I can really breathe and relax and not feel like everything's like all over me and about to explode. I'm like, whatever. So I got on social media, of course. Worst thing for you, by the way. And that's what he told me too. He's like, yeah, that's the worst thing for you. So I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. But sometimes it does calm me depending on who I follow. And I like this one girl on TikTok. She's also in Instagram. I'll probably tell you all about her later. Um, she was talking about like, you know, merging timelines and what's going on now, and we live in a simulation, and, you know, stuff like that, you know, everything that we do know. If you've been awake for a little while, even a couple of years now, since 2020, you know this is all a fucking game, right? And we're just players in it. So she kept talking about Free Guy, the movie Free Guy, Ryan Reynolds. I haven't watched it yet. It was just came out last year, and I wanted to see it, but for some reason I didn't get to. I don't know. I haven't watched a whole lot of movies lately. I really haven't been interested in them, honestly. I don't care about celebrities and certain type of movies and stuff like that anymore. I just don't, you know. And if you knew me, you know, even fucking 10 years ago, I was like known as Miss TV Guide, knew about everything, what's going on. I was like obsessed about everything. But anyway, so I just don't care. Anyway, so Free Guy, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. I'm not going to spoil you what it, you know, the ending or anything like that. But I watched it last night because it's on Disney Plus, which I don't have. And since I'm cat sitting, of course, my friend has it. So I'm like, hey, thank God for that. So, and I'm surprised because I didn't think it was a Disney movie. But anyway, or Marvel or any of that, because it's not Marvel. But it did show a little Marvel in it. So towards the end, I was like, yeah, I like it. So anyway, the first hour, I'm looking at it and I'm smiling. Besides the fact that it's freaking Ryan Reynolds. Hello. Even men have man crushes over him. I mean, hello. Just saying. But anyway, first hour, I'm sitting here and I'm like smiling and laughing, and I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed. It's not, because it's funny, obviously, too, but because it's Ryan. But, and he has like, some of his Deadpool comes out on him in that one. But anyway, no, not really, actually. Deadpool's really, no. But you can tell. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds. Hello. He's just a great comedian. Anyway, but anyway, I'm laughing and stuff, but I started realizing, oh my God. Okay, so for the ones that didn't see this movie, what it is basically Ryan Reynolds is what do they call him? I'm not into gaming, so if I screw this up, don't worry about it. Just me. I'm Gen X, so I don't do games very often. I play with Mario back in the day before it was popular. Anyway, on the Nintendo. Anyway, so I really don't know nothing about games. My kids were big time into them, of course, because I'm millennial and Gen Z, so yeah. But yeah, I don't know nothing about games. But anyway, so he's in this game, like Free City is what it was called. I have no freaking clue. But he's was it MPR or MRE? What the MRE? Oh my God. Okay, so I forgot. It's a non-player. Okay, I forgot what they called. Okay, whatever they're called. And you can correct me. I don't care. It doesn't bother me none. He's not a non-player, so meaning like you're a player 1, player 2, whatever you are. You know, these are people in the background. Like they don't exist. They just, you shoot them and they die. You know what I mean? They're non-existent type of people. Well, that's what he was. Okay, and all of a sudden he came to life. Like he was real. And it was kind of weird though, because it's like all these background people, because if you've heard of Dolores Cannon, we do have backdrop people is what she calls them. We are creators of our own story and our own reality by the thoughts, the actions, there was 4 things that Alex says. Oh my God, brain frog. But anyway, so we create our own story, okay? And we are our own player. We're player one, or whatever you want to call it, right? And so we get to do, however, all right, go watch the movie. I am not good at explaining this shit. Okay, it's called Free Guy. Ryan Reynolds being a non-player, real, okay? He's like kind of the background story kind of person. And all of a sudden he came alive. And what I mean by alive is he realized there's got to be something more than him getting up in the morning, eating his cereal, having all these explosions and stuff around him, because that's the game, right? And going to the bank and getting robbed every single freaking day with his best friend that happens to be a security guard and stuff like that, right? And all of a sudden, here comes a woman, which is another player in the game, an actual player, not a non-person, and he woke up and he was alive, and he's like, oh my God, I need to go see this person. And she was with sunglasses, which is the cool people in this movie, right? This is the ones that you don't talk to because, again, you're not a real person. You know what I mean? So, anyway, long story short, it was a really good fucking movie, okay? But it got me thinking last night, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, holy shit. I mean, I knew this, but to watch something, I mean, it almost needed to come into my brain, right? Saying that, hey, this is you. You're Ryan in this. You know, you get to make your own reality. You're making your own story. And that's exactly what it is. So wake the fuck up and do something. Do something. If you don't feel like doing anything that day, that's part of your story. Screw it. You know what I'm saying? But what is the point of getting up, having your cup of coffee, going to work, dealing with the same people, the same coworkers are probably idiots anyway, just saying, and coming home and doing everything all over again, right? It's boring. And then you wait until like a week for your vacation a year. It's boring. You know what I mean? So what are you going to do with your story? That's my whole point of this, I guess, is how do you want to create your story and your reality in this timeline? Your choices, your thoughts, your everything you think about manifests in a timeline. Even if it's something that you're like, nah, whatever. I do it all the time. I have worst case scenarios constantly in my head all the time. I have the energy to create those. Doesn't mean I'm actually doing it, right? Excuse me. But those energies, the thoughts of what you're trying to do, those energies are going somewhere. So it is creating a timeline, but you're just not in that timeline. So now all these other timelines that you've created through all your life are now collapsing on top of each other, okay? And that's part of my anxiety probably too, is because I know I created so many different timelines in different situations, different decisions I've made through my life. Married or not to get married, go to college or not to go to college, have kids or not to have kids, just stuff like that. What would have been like my life if I went into the Air Force like I was supposed to after high school instead of a year later getting married? I would have had a whole different timeline, and it's being projected out there. So those timelines that you've created are now collapsing. I know it sounds crazy, I get it, but it's collapsing because you weren't on your highest timeline. My highest timeline did not include the Air Force, or didn't include a certain person because they're no longer in my life. Okay, my highest timeline is on what I am on now. Okay, and I'm creating that. So even if all of a sudden today I woke up and I'm like, fuck it, I'm done with everything, I quit my job, I did this, did that, blah blah blah, that I just created my highest timeline. Okay, that job was not needed. I don't need that in order to succeed. Okay? So no matter what timeline you're on, it's going to be your highest one. And as long as you ask for it, like, you don't even have to really, I can't say you can't ask for it because you do. When you're awakened, because I mean, I didn't know any of this before I was awakened, right? So, oh, freaking bugs. So, let's say that, me, the whole Air Force one, okay? I end up going. Then that would have been my highest timeline because I wasn't awake yet, but I didn't know that, right? So, I didn't know how to ask, I guess. Basically, right after you're awakening and you understand all this and where you're going and what player you are, that you can create your own story, okay? Then you can realize, okay, well, I didn't know that was not my highest timeline because I didn't ask for it, right? It's because later your higher self, your higher version of you, right, created it for you, all right? So even if you just woke up today and didn't have no clue what the frick I'm talking about, and I'm just the crazy woman's on YouTube right now, no problem. But your higher self knows this already because we're all up there. Even the ones that don't awaken during this lifetime, their higher self is already working for their benefit. The reason why they maybe not awaken in this carnation is because there was karma that they built up from past ones that they need to go ahead and play out on this one, so that they can't wake up right now. And that's okay. Some people are going to be like that. So stop trying to wake up people, guys. If they're not awake, there's a reason for it. That's another video on its own. But my point is, I know I'm going like literally a mile a minute and crazy everywhere I'm going, right? But my point is, we're the creator of our own story and our own timeline. 22222. So yeah, I'm definitely talking too much today. But what my point is, even if you don't know it, you're already on your highest timeline because you've already asked for it. Whether it's you now asking for it or your future now asking for it. Because they know, it knows, she knows, whatever you want to call it, your highest timeline. Okay? So it's already showing you where you should be going on your highest timeline. Okay? Okay. So, do you get what I'm saying, or are you confused as fuck right now? This is how my brain works, guys. I'm all over the place. I started telling you about how everything is fine and I woke up great and da-da-da. Going over to player one stuff. Not player one, free guy. Go watch a movie. Maybe you'll understand my little, you know what I mean? Okay, so anyway, I think now that I woke up, now that I watched that last night, it made me think, I have been too serious for so freaking long. Like, always. Like, I'm Gen X. I was born. Okay, squirrel. I was born like a latchkey kid. I was home by myself a lot with my brother. Even though my mom was a stay-at-home mom and dad was left a lot. But anyway, so I had to take care of him or make sure he was safe or whatever. So I had a responsibility pretty early on and did it with my own kids, probably a little bit too much sometimes. Now I have, job and this and just like, responsible shit. You know what I'm saying? And so all my life, I've always been the oldest for everything, oldest grandchild and cousin, I'm an older sister, whatever, oldest everything. So I've had all this seriousness, responsibility all my life. And I realized that, oh my God, it's too serious sometimes. And maybe some of that, my anxiety came out from that. Like in my body, like trying to clear, like, you don't need to be that serious anymore, bud. Yes, you do to an extent, obviously, but you don't need, like, I felt like the world was on top of me. You know what I mean? Like they were dependent on me to live. Wow, that was a download. Well, there you go. Maybe that's part of my anxiety that needed to come up. Again, just talking to you, just talking to me and my camera. Sometimes that's all I need. But anyway, so I realized this last night that stop being so serious and enjoy life. Don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed life. The last couple of years alone with traveling and shit like that, I've really enjoyed the hell out of that. Still can't wait for more. Eventually get in a van. Don't know when. And still be on the road. But I need to have fun. Like, real fun. You know what I mean? And, yeah, I've had fun in my life. Obviously, I wasn't, fuddy-duddy, whatever you want to call that. Wow, I use that word, really? Anyway, and I was just telling my best friend the other day to have fun, because she's been too freaking serious the last few months. A lot of shit has happened. So, yeah, she's like me that way too, like too much responsibility, right? And I'm like, go have fun on your vacation, just enjoy it. You need it, blah, blah, blah. So, that's basically what I'm saying. Stop being so fucking serious all the time. Enjoy your life. You're only here for this time, right now anyway, in this carnation. So in this carnation, have at it. Have fun. Pretend this is your last lifetime. What would you do? But don't do it in like unlawful ways. Don't go breaking the law and shit like that, okay? Just have fun. I so badly wanted to go out last night and just drive around with my windows down. To me, that's fun. I love that. I just flip my music on. It's like therapeutic for me, you know what I mean? And I wanted to do that last night, but I'm like, it's 4 a.m. I really don't want to go out. And then I have to be careful because I will be the only person on the road. And I would have to go the speed limit. And I really didn't feel like doing that. Yeah, this is my logic thinking, right? Because when I was in Tennessee, I would definitely have done that. Went down some of these country back roads because no cops are around. So it'd be like, hell fucking yeah, let's go. And that was therapeutic for me, you know? So all I'm saying is go have fucking fun, you know? Enjoy your life. Don't have everything so seriously. Anyway, guys, such much better mood today than I was yesterday. Thankful. And it could be because the full moon tonight, super moon, full moon, and Capricorn, I believe. I was seeing her last night. Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous. She's huge. Yes, go see her. But, oh my God, colors are so pretty right now. But anyway, so go do that. I just wanted to let you know that I'm much better off today than I was yesterday. And I just wanted to tell you, so thank you if you've been worried about me or whatever. I mean, the whole 3 views that I've already had it on there. But you know what? I'm not even worried about it because when I do have a lot more subscribers and you go back and see this, then you'll be understanding like, oh, I'm glad she was okay the next day. I'm here to catalog, I guess, whatever I'm going through at that point too. Not just helping you heal and teach. I'm showing you exactly what I'm going through so you understand. You might go through the same thing or maybe a similar thing, okay? And that's why I did that video yesterday. I told you it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Oh, you fucking kidding me? I wish it was, because everybody would have woken up by now, right? Nope. Spiritual awakening is not for the weak. But anyway, but it's still also better than you being asleep. Just saying. Anyway, it's 30 minutes. I'm done. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Hopefully a better one. Bye. Keep on shining.